I am Christian Schiller. Welcome to my Monday afternoon, Central European time, that is, learning live stream, where every week, usually a couple of times a week, I take a look at a piece of technology that interests me to see what I can make out of it. Quite often to turn it into an edited video at some point, which I think this one will be, which we'll get to in a minute. Firstly, I just want to check a few technical things because I was doing some filming in here over the weekend and had to tweak a few things, so I look like I'm a little quiet. Let's just do some microphone adjustments behind the line there. There we go. Okay, I think that will do. So, what am I going to look at today? Today, I'm going to be looking at extending the Elgato Stream Deck. I have one down here. I'm actually pressing buttons right now to show you here. I have one of the new plus ones, the one with the knobs on as well. I think I did cover it on a video in the past. And I've looked at different ways using things like Better Touch Tool. Actually, mostly does Better Touch Tool so far. Also, BitFocus Companion. The different ways you can extend it. And I think this is where this video will become part of an edited video at some point in the future, looking at all the different ways and then how I used, or what I used and how to get the results I wanted. But the one I did not look at yet is that the Stream Deck actually has its own application and its own plugin ecosystem. And in this video, I'm going to take a look at how you actually create an official plugin and what you might be able to do with it, because I have a couple of things I want to make and I want to see what is the best way for me to actually do that. But before we get started, I am Christian Schiller. If you like what you see, please rate, review. No, that's my podcast. Please leave a comment. Please say hi. Please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe, whatever you want to do. Or you can find more about me at christianschiller.com, including all my other work, my videos, my books, my texts, my blog posts, many, many other things. But with all that, let's get started. Okay. So this is the official developer documentation, but we should probably open up the application first. It lives up here. I can show you. So this is what I am using for my current setup. This is the old text, but you can see I have a series of buttons. Actually, I don't know why that text is there. It doesn't really. Oh, there we go. Anyway, you see this is the default way you can set things up. And these are all using the OBS plugin, which is what I use for streaming, OBS Studio. Well, that's actually Open Broadcast Studio, so that's Open Broadcast Studio. But anyway, that's by the by. And someone made this plugin. It probably is open source somewhere. Let's see. Maybe not. No, it looks like it's one that Elgato creates itself. Yeah, so it isn't open source, but some of them are. For example, I was wanting a plugin for my LiftX lights, which I have here and here, and there was a plugin, but it kind of stopped working. And yeah, so here is a plugin for it. I've actually found different plugins now, so now I'm confused. There seems to be different plugins for it. The official one, the one that you find in the Elgato store. Sorry, getting the Elgato app back. It's one of these weird floating applications sometimes. Yeah, and it's gone over there. So for example, this one is installed, but it actually seems to be hosted somewhere else. And you can see it hasn't been updated for some time either. It doesn't seem to. Oh boy, sorry, I'm getting lots of things keep opening in the wrong windows. There we go. It hasn't been updated in some time. I did find it on GitLab somewhere. Oh, here we go. There it is. So you can see this is the official one, but there are others. So some of them are open source, some of them not archived. There we go. Yeah. But there's a bunch of different ones. And I was interested to see, I have a couple of ideas for plugins I would like to make. I'd like to make one for Pocket Casts, which is a podcast playing application. There is already one for Apple Music, for example, which I quite like. It even has a little, I don't know if this will show on the, I'm wondering if the easiest way, here we go, yeah. If I switch to the music one, yeah, it doesn't really show you here, but you can, this play button will actually show the artwork for the currently playing song, which is kind of cool. And you also have one for Zoom, for example. Most of these are all OBS, in honesty. But I'd like to have one for Pocket Casts. I would like to have one for a bunch of different things. I have a couple of different use cases I'd like to try. I feel like the Pocket Cast one might be the simplest one to experiment with today, but we'll see. And you can see there's a whole bunch of plugins available. They're not kept up to date in the best way, I will say. Yeah, they're inconsistent. So in some respects, Better Touch Tool has been a better interface because Better Touch Tool lets you do so much more. And I did look at the Stream Deck and Better Touch Tool integration a few months back, and that is potentially the path I will go down, but we'll see. Yeah, and if you could look at recently added, it's not a lot, in honesty. Yeah, but I don't know why that is. We may discover why people don't make so many. But a lot of people love the Stream Deck. A lot of streamers and video makers and broadcast professionals, but I think they often end up using Companion, which I couldn't quite get on with, but was pretty powerful, or Better Touch Tool. But I was interested to see what I could do. That's what I'm going to look at today. Here is the official documentation. It's not massively clear, I will say. I got some clarification from some people who are far more knowledgeable on the subject than me about what you actually need to do. And the impression I got from it was that this just shows you the different, this shows you the different devices. This is the one I have. This shows you kind of how things work. And then we have the SDK. So pretty much what you need is you need to have key events on the Stream Deck. I'm guessing there's some kind of WebSocket. It uses JSON, and you can create a plugin with any programming language that connects to WebSockets. They recommend JavaScript, and so it's up to you, actually. Yeah. So this is where I got a bit confused. I wasn't sure what I was supposed to do. So what you generate, I'm trying to remember the way around, and maybe I won't actually read any further, and we'll let the documentation maybe explain to us, and let's just follow the tutorial first and see what happens. So this is the SDK. I don't honestly think they have any others. Oh, maybe here's the other their plugins. Oh, let's see. Well, there's the OBS one, I think. So it is here. There we go. Plugin template. So JavaScript is the only official one, I guess. And here is a template. So I don't know what we need to do next. Do we just go to the SDK, or doesn't really have much documentation. It's the thing of like, where do I start? That's where it's a little unclear to me. Samples, no. Icon packs, no. So I guess we just this shows something. So let's start with this. Okay. So the Stream Deck plugin template is a template to let you get started quickly when writing a JavaScript plugin. That may be probably what I will use to begin with. I may change my mind at a later date. Load and save settings, set up and communicate with the property inspector. I'm guessing that is the tool, but I did actually see that here. So let's have, yeah. Maybe not. I'm not completely sure what the property inspector is. Fields, I guess. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out later. I'm not completely clear what that is. Pass messages from it to the plugin. Localize. See, it's still not really explaining to me what it actually does, but let's carry on, and hopefully it will become clearer. I don't know. We'll see. So let's clone this. And then code. There we go. Oops. Couple too many. Rename the folder as well as any references. Do you mean the folder? I guess that means the actual, I don't know why the folder would matter, but we can replace the, now this is a whole bunch of interesting things I'm seeing here, because we have a package lock, but no package.json. This folder. Now I see it. I couldn't really see it in the Visual Studio Code interface. So we can. So I will go for okay. And any references? I'm guessing that will be somewhat apparent, but maybe not. I don't know where to find that. Is that this, I guess? Yeah. So 10 miles apparently. I've already forgotten what I called it. My plugin, that was it. Hopefully that won't break anything else. Oops, I've got a comma in there. Oh dear. Do it this way. There we go. No. Third time lucky. There we go. So I think that's everything there. Get the latest library. Make sure Git modules has been updated to match your new folder name. Okay. Git modules to match your new folder name. Let's see. I don't think so. I think that's it. It seems interesting that they do submodules and not package.json. I guess there's a reason for that. I'm not quite sure what it is, but yeah, there we go. And then we'll do submodule init, etc. See if this works. Oh, yes, not in the... What am I missing here? Hang on. No URL found. I'm sure I changed all that. I'm not seeing. What am I missing here? I don't match a new folder name. Yes. And then what? No URL found for submodule path. I feel like maybe I shouldn't have changed the name of everything. Can we see some examples somewhere? This one maybe? Doesn't look like they're using the submodule thing, which is always kind of concerning when you find examples that don't follow the example. Must be something here. No, nothing here is using the submodule pattern, which is concerning. Must be something, surely. Oh, here we go. This one. Now I'm confused because that. Oh no, here you go. No, that's correct. What have I got wrong? I feel like it's some. Yeah, that's all correct. I feel like it's some sort of Git configuration that may be the issue. I also updated this, which maybe I shouldn't have. I don't know. So that should. That should also be. That. I don't really know why that's going to make any difference, but I'm trying. Falling at the first hurdles is never great. What could be wrong? Maybe we should check to see if there's still a reference for this. I don't feel like there should be, but maybe there is. No. I've obviously updated something I shouldn't have, or it doesn't seem like anyone's had the same issue. What have I done? Rename the folder as well as any references. Make sure Git modules also references that, which it does. I mean, do I need to do it? Is it already there? No, it's not there, so I don't need to do it. That'd be worth taking a quick look in a Git GUI just out of pure interest. Let's see. Over here. Where did those go? There's something interesting here as well. If you notice, I delete this folder, but it doesn't track the new folder. I have had some weird issues with this in the past with Git and folder renames. So I might take a look at this. Let's see. No, it's there. But huh. Now that's interesting. So I think it's something to do with the rename, which is odd. It's not really where I wanted to be spending my time. No, that's yeah. Where's that coming from? Oh man, Git sometimes. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, so now that's showing up. So I don't know if that's enough. No. Oh. I don't know what I've got wrong. Oh man, this is annoying when this is not where I wanted to be spending my time. Ah, hang on. I think I know. I think I know. I think it's because... No, that's also correct. Oh, geez. This is correct, yeah. Source dot... I'm tempted just to do this manually for now so we can move on, because this is not really where I wanted to be spending my time. So maybe let's do this manually for now. I don't really know what the issue is, but I'd really like to get to actually doing something and not just figuring out Git submodules. So let's just do this ourselves. It's just this, so let's just download it. Extract that. Is that going to be... Hopefully that's... I'm not sure if that's going to be the correct file names, but we'll see. What does it want it to be? Oops. I'm wondering what it's expecting it to be. That's my only concern. It's also kind of unclear how it's going to reference this, because it's not using any kind of node standards. I don't know what folder path it wants. Let's come back to that and when we know. So app.js, libs.js, Stream Deck.js. Okay. So it's expecting all of this to be like that. Yeah, now we're getting, I've never seen this kind of syntax before, but it's recognizing it. So, all right, I think we can carry on. Boy, oh boy, that was a bit of a diversion. Okay, not a massive amount of the explanation of code here. But we can see this is pulling in from somewhere. We can see it's pulling in the the IntelliSense. So, but the interesting thing is now, like, what do I do next? Nothing tells me what I need to do next. How do I run this? I don't know. How do I load this plugin? Create your plugin. Da, 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 da. Install one of the samples. I think that's what I have. So I have to copy it in manually, apparently. Let's see. Quit. Locate the install plugin. You find a folder with the extension. Feels like I'm supposed to have done something first. I haven't built anything, so I don't know where that comes from. Where's this? Locate the installed plugin in the Finder or Explorer. You should find a folder with the extension .sd plugin in the plugins folder. Oh. Huh? This is, I feel like I've missed something here. This is what I remember thinking. It's like, I'm sure it's very powerful, but it's not very well written about how to get started with this. Okay. Well, let's just look for this and see what we find first. All right, good start. That folder doesn't exist. Neither does that. Oh no, it's oh man, I forget how to do this. No. Oh. Yeah, there we go. That's what we want. I had it in the wrong place. Okay. So here, referencing all of these, great. That doesn't really help me. I don't see how this is helpful. Edit the manifest. Rename the folder. What folder? I think we've missed a step here because I don't have my plugin available yet. Like, I have the JavaScript. What do I do? Maybe I need to do packaging. Let's see. During the development of your plugin, you worked with an SD plugin folder. No, I didn't. That's the thing. I don't have an SD plugin folder at all, do I? Or is that what this is? Oh, man. I hope people find this video helpful because no, there's nothing, because there's a lot missing, is basically what I'm saying. Is that, okay, this doesn't look like JavaScript to me. Let's see. Nope, this doesn't look like JavaScript to me. So I'm not sure, how do I get this? That's the bit that doesn't make sense to me. Overview, that doesn't really tell us anything. Terminology, okay. Architecture, no. Hasn't really told us anything yet. Install one of the samples, quit it, locate it, edit it. I've missed a step somewhere. Can I just copy it in here? I mean, I don't see any others, which is the confusing thing. Like, what do I do with this? That's what I am confused by. Great, I have stuff here. What do I do with it? I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it. Do I run it? Do I... What do I do with it now? Is it because... I have lots of conjecture I could try, but nothing concrete. Like, do I just run it? That's what I'm thinking. That's kind of weird because if I'm making the bit where I'm slightly confused about is, of course, because in all of the cases you have a plugin that runs on the Stream Deck, but you also have something that it's interacting with. And what I'm confused by is what I'm making here. Is this the plugin or is it the thing it's interacting with? I think it's the plugin because it's called a plugin template, but I'm not very sure. So it tells me how to debug this. Debugging your JavaScript plugin. You can debug your plugin using this. Great. But how do I even run it in the first place to debug it? It talks about packaging. I think this might be what I need to do. Let's see. Oops, just downloaded something. I'll pull it up here. So it's this. What is this? It's just like this random binary I've just downloaded. It seems kind of wild. I'm just literally completely trusting a I don't know why that popped up. Why this popped up, sorry. Nothing to do with this. I've just downloaded a completely random file and now I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? I don't know. No, it still wants this first. So what I'm thinking is the SD plugin folder just this folder? I think that's what it might be. It's not, yeah. So it's not very clear, but I think you need to retain. It doesn't really specify, but I think you need to retain that that SD plugin. I'm not sure if you do or you don't, but I'm going to do it anyway, just to be sure. So I need to, where did it go? I need to get back into find that. So I would do dot SD plugin, yes. No, SD capital P. I don't know if that matters, but let's just go for it. No. Third time lucky. Okay. Now, I don't know. I probably need to rename some things again. That could be why the Git module thing didn't work. I'm not sure now. I need to check what was changed. Yeah, so much of this looks like and so much of it is kind of unclear what you're exactly supposed to do. So the folder does need to have the same name. So I think we can do in this case, especially, this is a direct path, we can do SD plugin. Oh, because I've got it twice. Cool. Okay, what else do I need to change? I'm not sure what else I might need to change. Hard for me to know. Like, this is the UUID, not the file path. I don't think I need it there, but I'm really not sure. I'm not seeing. That's a git ignore. I don't know. I don't know why this is git ignored as well, because this is surely the fundamental part. That's why that didn't get added to Git now, I realize. So I'm going to remove that because we do need it. That I think is correct. This is just a README. This, I am not completely sure if it's needed or not. We can rename it in a minute. That's just a title. That's the same as before. This is just translation strings. I think that's just the UUID. So I think we're okay there. Okay, so where were we? Let's just, okay, I just want to double check that code. Here. It does still seem to be finding it because it's local. It was relative anyway. So, okay. Good. Right. Now I think we're still stuck on this whole packaging thing. Do I actually need to do that? This is during the development of your plugin you worked with. When your plugin is finalized, but do I need to do this? I think I'm just going to try because I don't know, honestly. So that's my local one. I need to find that. Oh, there it is. I've got it over here on my. Oops, no, I haven't. That was me trying to move the window on my streaming preview. So let's. This is going to be extremely underwhelming when we finally get there, but future reference for future reference. So in theory, I can now copy that into there. I honestly don't think this is going to work because I just like these are all. Oh no, here's a JavaScript file. Okay, well that's encouraging. That's a JavaScript file. That's in exe. That, I don't know what that is. It's fascinating. Sometimes I look at some of these and I can't figure out how they're created. So what is this? Like, what is running this? It's so peculiar. That's JavaScript. Well, I reckon we just give it a go. Let's see what happens. So you shouldn't need to edit any of the manifests. We have that. Let's see what happens. Fingers crossed. So it should be in the custom category in the actions list. Is this the action list? Oh, well, that looks promising, I think. I don't know how to tell. Where's this text come from? But let's, I will, what I can actually do here is I can make a new page, put that onto there. We have a button. I don't know where any of this is coming from though. This is where's all of this coming from? Let's see. Is that no? So there's a lot more going on here than I actually thought. Is that this? I don't know. Click me. Click me. Yes, this is all of this. Okay, so there's a lot more going on here than I initially expected. But this, I suppose, follows some sort of template that I think is in the documentation as well, which is cool. And I don't know what's going to happen when I do this. I'd like to have a rough idea so I don't just suddenly, I don't know, break my stream or something. What do I expect to happen? Click me. Localize button, etc., etc. What is going to happen? I don't know. We have CSS, all sorts of things. I'm guessing this all comes from the plugin. Yeah, it does, from the Stream Deck JavaScript SDK that we couldn't seem to figure out how to download, but yeah. Yeah. And this is console.log. So this is where we want to do the debugging. So let's have a look at this. Okay. Yes. And now, okay, I have to relaunch the application again. Quit. Reopen it, and we should find, yes, this looks promising. This is my plugin. Good. We can click on it. To inspect a plugin, click the reverse DNS name of your plugin and open the developer tools. Okay, all right, let's do that. It's interesting to see that there's actually debug left in there. Where? There we go. Console. Go to here. There we go. Good. So I assume that so that should say connected. Your key code goes here. I'm not sure if anything actually triggers any of these though. That might be interesting to figure out. I don't know. Let's just finish loading it in and see what happens. So we have a button now. I don't really know what this stuff means yet. That's just the text there, the default, and a button that says click me. Oh, so it just opens a new window. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna press this button now and let's see what happens. Nothing happened. I'm not sure if it's supposed to. But that's the interesting thing. Nothing actually happens when I press the button. Maybe, I don't know. No, I mean that opened the page. Okay, it's kind of weird. Like I haven't triggered anything from the Stream Deck itself, which is sort of half the point. But there you go. I also don't see anything here. Nothing really is showing anywhere. And also nothing happens when I press the button. I'm not sure if it's supposed to though. The lack of any kind of instruction makes it very hard to know. I assume, here we go. To debug the property inspector, it must be active in the Stream Deck application. Okay. Logging. Oh. So write to a log file. So logs are saved here. Let's see. Okay. Now maybe that. I don't know, but like. I don't know. When are these triggered by anything? This is what I'm confused by. I'm not seeing anything, but is it supposed to? I don't know. It's kind of unclear to me whether I'm expecting to see anything. That's where I'm not very sure. I'm not sure if I expect to see something or not. I mean, I could do this log message thing and do the same. So what would that be? Is it, can use the log message event. How do I call this? Oops. I'm not entirely clear how to. Oh, it's an event. How do I? I'm still 48 minutes in, not really very clear how things work. That's my main issue. I have something working, but I'm still very unclear on the relationship between things. I have code all over the place. I can sort of see the bits and pieces, but I'm not very sure about how they relate to each other and how to actually make a plugin still, in all honesty. I don't know if I look at this LifX one at all. If it will make it any clearer. Depends on the language you used as well. He used Go by the looks of it. As far as I'm aware, it just needs to send events somehow, but I still don't really understand how. And when I see something like, where did it go? Something like, use this event, but how do I send this event? Send event to the Stream Deck application, but just do a JSON payload. I think that's what it is. I'd love to see some actual examples. That's this is just because this has not been massively helpful. Let's see. Hopefully there's actually some JavaScript ones. Guess that's. I don't really know where to start. Where do I look? It's all just console.log, but that doesn't seem. Maybe that's all you need to do. I don't know. This is all I'm seeing. So let's try. Why not? there's an example in there. That might be cool. Nope. Yeah, this though, this sort of thing. Okay. I sort of see this, and I can see this is a log. What I'm now trying to understand is how you match that to a button. But let's oh, this is on key up, isn't it? Let's try this. So my action dot key down. At least this shows you that the library is working. I don't know what. I guess that's JSON. I don't know. Yep. And give me one moment because I'm kind of getting carried away myself here, but I do need to do some. Okay. JSON. Let's put that. Okay. But how do I tie this action? That's where I am unclear. How do I trigger this action? I mean, this is just the name of the extension. This is just an event. Nothing here is saying this is tying it to anything. So also going to put that in there. I like the look of that. Just want as much debug as possible so I can kind of see that something is actually happening here. Now, do I need to reload it? How do I think I'm just going to do that. I am not really sure. Okay. I assume that this, yeah, that died, but it should be back now, I would think. No, maybe not. Yeah, no, it is. I still don't see anything in the log here. This is the interesting thing. Okay. Still nothing happens when I actually click the button, so I don't know. Hey Johan, yes, thanks for the message. I will be doing some more Tauri tutorials. I actually have started working on a draft script, so coming eventually. As you can see at the moment, I'm grappling with something else, which I think the Tauri project has a lot more documentation than the creating a plugin for Stream Decks. But there we go. But I am working on it. It will take some time, but I am working on it. I have an application I've actually been building in Flutter, but I wanted to turn it into a React application as well. And I'm going to use the React application as the premise for the Tauri tutorial. So there's a bit more to come, but it will be coming. But for the remaining few minutes here, let me see if I could get any further here, because I'm getting nowhere here, and I don't really know. I am quite stuck on what I'm supposed to do, which is a pain. I can sort of see all the bits, but I'm very unclear on how they relate to each other. So, annoying. It's always annoying to not even really get the basic thing working. Oh. I don't know if I managed to generate those logs yet. Nope. Oh, boy. I don't know. This is quite frustrating because I really wanted to get to a point with this where I could then go on and actually build some real extensions that I wanted to work on, but I still feel like I'm stuck at the starting point here. Let's see, out of pure interest, if I... No? Okay, what is... If I can at least change the text on this button. I don't even see where that is. If you see here, it says template 2.0. How do I even change that? Oh, I have just realized something. You know what I've just realized? That what I'm changing here is not what is in the plugin folder. That's a good point. So let's do this one last thing, although I still don't see where that text is, but whatever. We'll come back to that problem later. Let's make sure it's up to date. And so this is the actual live code. I think you have to have some kind of aliasing or symlink to make this work, maybe. I get the impression a symlink may not work, but we'll see. So that should be the updated code. I will now make sure I have that open in VS Code for now. That one there. Yep. I'll just double check. Yeah, that is the updated one. So now we can reopen it. I don't know if anything is going to be any different here. We'll have to, this will have disconnected. That's fine. It doesn't seem to pick it up in each case. I'm still not seeing anything different here. Nothing. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Frustrating. Because I haven't really got anywhere. Nothing there either. I don't know. I don't know. I'm feeling frustrated because I didn't really get anywhere. I think I'm even more confused than I was when I started, in all honesty. I might try one last thing by changing this event here. This maybe. Still, I'm not entirely sure if this console.log is something I'm following that's a bit of a misnomer, because I don't really understand how it responding to the log is something that makes sense either, because it talks about payloads, but nothing anywhere ever tells you what you're supposed to, how you're supposed to generate. Like, is there a preferred way to generate the payload? And everything I'm seeing here just seems to be console.log messages, which doesn't even really make sense to me. Oh, hang on, now what we got here? So you see, actually now there's a payload, but I think that's something else. Nothing is, see, this is the strange thing. Nothing is doing any kind of like JSON payload sending like you might in Express or something. It's just console.log. Oh, I sent a property, yeah. Ugh, I'm going to have to come back to this, I think. I feel none the wiser. She's quite frustrating. But this happens sometimes. I got some of the absolute basics working, but that's about it. Yeah. So, oh no, wrong one, sorry. So that was attempting to create a plugin for an Elgato Stream Deck. I created a plugin. I didn't really get it to do anything. And I think my confusions that I had when I went into this have not been resolved. In fact, I think I'm just as confused. I would even argue I'm more confused. So I think this will be an ongoing project. And hopefully when I figure it out, I can put together a proper video and a tutorial, because it's really lacking. I honestly don't know how popular it is to create plugins for something like the Stream Deck, but I want to, and I don't understand how I'm supposed to do it. So I'm sure there's at least one other person out there who would find it useful. So I will look into it. But sometimes you don't always get anywhere with these videos, and this was one of them. I got somewhere, but not where I wanted to be. Well, if you found that at least interesting or tolerable, or have some advice, please leave a comment in the chat. Maybe you've made a plugin and you can point me in the direction of what I was doing wrong, because I would love to know. So please do that. And if you want more general information about me, you can find it at christianscheller.com. But until tomorrow, I'll be back tomorrow because I'm going away on Wednesday for a week, looking at Inform 7, a language for creating interactive fiction. So I'm looking forward to that. That should be a little bit easier, I hope. It's a longer established project, so let's hope so. But until then, I have been Christian Schiller. You have joined me in 50 minutes of frustration, but thank you very much for joining me.